Hi everybody, Russ from My Hammers 11. Hope you're all safe and well. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon so you may have any time we put new content on. As always, I'd like to thank our lovely channel sponsors, Untuck It. Check them out in the description below. Today's guest, you see him on Jake's channel all the time. So I thought, let's get him on, let's drag him on. It's Tom. How are we doing, Tom?
Yeah, nice to see you, mate. Thanks for inviting me on. Yeah, good, thank you. All fine,
Pleasure.
thanks. Happy this morning.
Yeah, happy this morning. Yes, it was a happy. I've had worse Mondays. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I've had worse Mondays. And then obviously, we've recorded this a couple of hours after Boris's announcement, and we could have some fans back for the end of the season. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be great. With the stadium size, it could be up to 10,000, can it? Just for the last game, apparently.
Yeah. So our Champions League party. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the Moyes plan. I told in Moyes we trust. He knew it was happening, but that's good. If it happens, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Just to cap off whatever happens now, wherever we end up in the league. It's been a great season, so it's at least there's some sort of recognition of that, hopefully. So that's a good thing. 10,000 would be great. It would be amazing, wouldn't it? Because it still will be really important. And I just think it's hopeful. We'll see. We have, we're not counting our chickens just yet, but as the time recording, it's looking a little bit more likely, which is good.
Definitely, yeah. Good news. It's got to be good news, isn't it? Only.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously we've had a great season this season, so whatever happens, so it'd be nice to at least have something to the fans. The fans can thank the players for a good season, because they've kept us going. Really, I don't think I could cope with lockdown if I was, I don't know, like West Brom or someone. Yeah, exactly. And also thinking if it does happen, it'd be nice for someone like who's going to go down, West Brom maybe. West Brom fans, they could have. The last game they saw was in the Championship. And they could easily have gone a whole season without seeing them in the Premier League, and Fulham maybe, so yeah, it's good. It's good. But how have you been, Tom, in this weird world we live in?
Yeah, all good, thanks. Yeah, just getting through it day by day, isn't it? Like, got two young kids that keep me busy. Luckily been working. I'm a warehouse manager at a buildings merchant, so been working all the way through really. Initially last year, the lockdown we closed for 3 weeks, but apart from that, I've been working, so which is it's quite a good thing to get out, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those professions, isn't it? My friend's a builder, and he's never been busier.
Yeah, we've been busier for it. Definitely.
Yeah, I suppose people, like, their holiday plans got disrupted somewhat or completely cancelled, and they had this little pot of money, and I thought, oh well, we'll get that extension we've always wanted, or get that.
I keep saying it. Customers coming in saying for February we're so busy for the time of year, but they've been telling people not to book holidays, so we're going to be busy in our business,
Yeah,
which is only a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. So long may it continue, man. Long may it continue. And as you said, West Ham have kept us busy, which is nice as well. So what we got to moan about? It's like
it's strange, isn't it, being a West Ham fan having nothing to moan about.
Exactly. Well, we all moan about something. We'll moan about, we finished sixth, but we could have finished fifth. We'll find something, Tom, won't we? We've been West Ham fans for far too long.
Definitely, that's right.
And Rich was saying, Jake's dad, obviously, that you get up on the train together quite a lot when you could go to football.
Yeah, I've been with Richie and Jake quite a bit, so you've had some good days out on that. They're good people to go out with.
yeah, they're good boys. They're good boys. Yeah,
Jake's doing really well this show, isn't he? So it's good on him.
Doing great. Jake's doing great. Jake, he's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
He's doing really well, bless him. But he's good now. He comes on my show quite a bit on a Friday, and we have a giggle. It's not we don't, because it's all very about football, isn't it? It's all it's all about football. Jake's channel, and mine's about football, but there's another side to it, which I think Jake's embracing a bit now, which is nice. He's coming out of himself. Yeah, he's a good laugh. Yeah. No, he's good fat. He's good fun. He's good fun. But no, it's good. And it's that's one thing about the whole lockdown thing, is like you've got all these people have got like time in their hands to do stuff, isn't it? It's gonna be interesting, I think, afterwards. What carries on, it's like, obviously we'll still be doing this, but like a lot of people have started their own podcasts and things like that, which is brilliant. But we'll see what happens when you can go to the pub
Exactly. Go
Things
to the
like
pub.
that.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't wait. I can't
Yeah.
wait. It's
It will
weird. I
be
haven't
good,
really
won't it?
thought about it. I haven't thought about it at all, really. I've been quite used to my own little bubble. Pardon the,
Yeah. I know,
pardon the pun.
with the kids for us to keep us so busy. You don't really think about going to the pub much, but it
No.
would be great when you can go back and meet some friends there. It'd be absolutely brilliant. And for me, like
Yeah.
going up
It's
to the
only when
football with the family and that, I just can't wait for it.
exactly. Yeah, I know. It's funny. We had our group WhatsApp, and someone said, "Right, okay, curry club out April the 12th. Find an outdoor pub to go to a curry
Yeah.
club." And I'm like, "Bloody hell, give it like a breath, you know." Wait just a minute. I mean, we're all
Yeah.
dads as well, which is quite funny as well. So,
Great. Yeah.
um, yeah, now I'm just getting itchy now, itchy feet. I haven't been like this since like for months, like months and months and months and months. But for some reason, that announcement today, I'm like, oh God, hurry up, come on, how long we
Yeah.
got to go to the pub?
It seems quite far in advance, and all these different stages they've set out. And if you
Yeah,
think, oh, just June
but
could
it
be a
is,
while
yeah,
away, but
it is, and I think there's,
something to look forward to, isn't it?
I'm looking forward to my barbecue on March the 29th with our
Yeah.
family friends.
Yeah. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah, I've
Already
already
ready
had
for that.
mum texting me saying, "Oh yeah, you can come round for my birthday in April in the garden." She's been texting me.
Yeah, well, I've still got I haven't seen my old man for like a year now, probably now, and
Maybe not. Yeah.
I can hopefully go and at least dish out the Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Um,
Some late ones.
one of them's a fucking calendar, so it's like you can just rip off 4 months. What's the fucking
Yeah.
point of that? But I know, but it's good. It is good. It is encouraging, and as I said, it just topped off a good weekend for us, for West Ham fans, and obviously
Definitely. Yeah.
getting up and seeing we're fourth in the league and stuff like
Oh,
that. And this is
great.
nice.
It's a
Yeah, it's
good
been a
morning.
good couple of days for us. But
I put my I put the West Ham results on the fixtures on the calendar,
yeah,
and I went to do it this morning. I couldn't find a bloody pen anywhere. I was like, "Where's a pen? I want to write 2-1 on it."
just etch it with your
Yeah,
fingers, just like in blood, just like with Suchek's blood.
it was good.
2-1.
Yeah, super expert. It's good writing the January ones on there. There's so many games in January, and obviously so many wins. It's just mad. Just kept writing them down, and you never win.
It's weird, isn't it? I
Yeah,
just it's funny, and it's West Ham supporter mindset. You you're always waiting for the road bump, and
yeah,
we know
definitely.
this. I still know there's going to be one coming
Yeah,
soon. I
it's
still
got
know
to be
it's
in there,
coming,
surely.
but then it's going to come to like touch wood, like the end of May, and we still haven't had a road bump. So
Yeah,
and then people are always saying, "Oh yeah, but if we get into the Champions League or Europa League, we haven't got the squad to do the." I don't care about that now.
yeah.
Let's not
Not thinking about that yet. It's a
let's
long
not
way off.
worry.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's not worry. Jeez,
I
let's
like
enjoy
our
the fact.
Yes, enjoy it. Now I like our fixtures in May as well. I know we've got some hard games coming up, but the May fixtures, like if we
Yeah,
can just keep in the mix, we've got some good
yeah,
games possibly to hopefully finish with.
definitely. And the prospect of Southampton at home is a great one for us. With fans as well. It's not
Yeah,
like the Man United game when obviously we had 2,500 in. We didn't perform that game at all, but Man United just turned up for the first time in
second
about
half,
6 months.
they
Yeah,
played well, unfortunately for us. And like
just
the first
typical,
half,
wasn't
we
it?
could have had a few more, couldn't we?
We should have,
Could have been different
we
story.
should have, actually, wiped the floor of them by then. But yeah, so hopefully it's going to be good. It's going to be good. But yeah, we'll see what happens. What will be, Tom. Innit? We're West Ham fans. We're not used to that.
We don't expect too much, do we?
No, we don't ask a lot, really. Although it's
Nah,
weird. It is weird when you go on the BBC website and like we don't have to. You don't have to scroll. I don't remember the last time I haven't had to scroll on the actual table just to
yeah,
see us. We're just there. It's like, oh
I'd
my god.
checked it this morning. I think I checked it at lunchtime when I was walking back from work.
We are just still, yeah. We're still full, yeah. I just want us to be. This is my goal. I'd like us to be the top team in London.
That would be
That's what I
great. Yeah,
want
that would be
because
a great
by
achievement.
exactly, and by being the top team in London, that would assume at least fifth, at
Well,
least
yeah,
fifth.
yeah. That's
So
good.
that's
It's a
why.
good way of looking at it, I guess. Yeah.
That's why. That's why. Because I'm not worried about if it's Europa
No,
or Champions League or even the
no, it's
Europa
right.
Conference as
Forward,
well this year as well. So I think you can get seventh when you be in Europe anyway. So this year, so
if you knew you're going to qualify for Europe finishing seventh, I would take it now. I'd say, yeah, brilliant.
oh,
Let's have it.
God, beginning of the year, if someone said you
Well,
finish
yeah,
10th or whatever, we'd have taken it, wouldn't we? To be honest,
definitely. Yeah, we
so
would have took that. Yeah, we would have took 10th.
mental, absolutely mental. Right. Okay. Let's let's talk about my 10 minutes in. Let's do some interview stuff. Right. Now, no disrespect, Tom, but I'm not hearing a Cockney accent there.
Yeah,
Knowing full well where you live as well. Why
yeah.
are you a West Ham fan? What is your story, man?
My stories, like probably a lot of people's stories, just grew up, young boy, and just followed up with my dad. My dad supported West Ham, and I just carried on with that. He brainwashed me, I guess, and supported West Ham. Had shirts as a young boy, and then just never looked back. Really, just carried on supporting them.
Brilliant, brilliant. And obviously, was there probably wasn't many West Ham fans around the area. Safe to say.
Well, there is a few actually. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how really why, but yeah, there's a few around here. Yeah, to be fair, yeah, there is a few. Like I live in Dorset now, but we grew up in Somerset. It's only 10 minutes away. But yeah, there's quite a few around there as well. To be fair,
Yeah.
but obviously nothing like the Man United and the
No, of
Liverpool
course.
fans.
And also, I'd assume as well that you've got a lot of EastEnders who have moved out to the coast, moved out to the Somersets, and like maybe like 20, 30 years ago, and that it's brought little pockets of West Ham fans
Yeah, there's a
onto the
few. Yeah, there
coast.
is a few about to come into work that from London and that.
Yeah,
A couple who support West Ham that come into work. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a lot of people
brilliant.
from London do move this way. Dorset when they
Yeah,
get a bit older and retire or whatever.
well, I'm ready now. I'm ready now. I think I've had enough of this. I want to live by the. That's my dream is to live by the sea, or live on the coast. Just because I think,
Yeah, we're
I
about
think I was part
just over
pirate.
half an hour drive to get to
Yeah.
like Weymouth. Probably closest beach for us, about
Oh,
half
I
an hour.
love
So it's
Weymouth.
not far.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had an ex-girlfriend who lived. We
Oh, did
had
you?
a house. We had a house in Weymouth by the sailing academy. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
used to love that. Used to love that. I'm part pirate. From a younger age, like when you go
Yeah.
sort of when you regress back. I think I was
Yeah.
actually part of Bluebeard's or Blackbeard's gang, because it's like literally every time. It's not even like the coast. If I go to like Norfolk and I'm on the
Yeah.
Broads, I just feel at home. It's really
Yeah.
weird. Anyway.
No, it's lovely by the seaside, isn't it? Lovely.
Oh, it's like the other day I had to go and pick up some. This is terribly exciting content, but I had to go and pick up some cake pops for my mother-in-law. It was her birthday. It was her
Oh, yeah.
70th on Sunday, same day as Tottenham, obviously, but I wasn't there because I was at the game. And it was in you wouldn't know the area, but it's near Southend basically. And
Okay,
so
yeah.
I took a 10-minute detour just to drive along the coast, just to see a bit of
Yeah.
sea, and it was
Lovely.
it was
Good to see
lovely.
it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and the sea was none, the sun was out, and it was just really, 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 really nice. But that's all good. Do you remember your first West Ham game?
Yeah, I was 8 years old, I think I was, and it
Yeah,
was Leicester game. We won 3-2. David Speedy scored 2 goals.
oh,
So that's not bad, is it? Memory.
David Speedy. That was probably my era. I think. I mean, I started going. Yeah, I started going 92, 93.
Did you? I
The
think that was.
season we went up, and yeah, I remember Speedy scoring
Yeah.
against Cambridge United to take us up. Him and
Oh,
Clive
yeah,
Allen.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember too much about it, but I know which game it was and the score and that. But yeah, I was only a young lad, but it's not a bad age to first go. I guess like my youngest is 4, and I keep saying we'll go in we'll go next year. We'll go in a couple of seasons, but it's
I still haven't taken Flo, to be honest. I mean,
how old is she?
she's 8. I mean, we've
Yeah,
been to things where we live. We live quite close to Rush Green, so we've been to
yeah,
a couple of. She likes going to West Ham Ladies,
yeah. Okay.
and it's just difficult because I'm working in it, so I can't
Yeah,
really like.
yeah. That's right. You
You
work,
know,
don't you? Yeah,
and we live right at the bloody, the buildings, the DJ stuff's right at the top of the stadium. So
yeah. I've
if
seen
you
it.
want to go for a
Yeah,
wee, you got to plan it. You've got to plan it. You know what I mean? That is
yeah,
one thing I don't mind about this lockdown behind closed doors is I can have a wee at half time,
yeah.
because usually you've got, I don't know, Chris doing, beat the Batak or doing a little game, and I've got to do the scores and things like that. So yeah, we'll definitely take her. I made sure I think she was about 3. That I took as well. I went to get a shirt at the old ground, and I used my pass, and we got into the ground just to say that she'd been to Upton Park. She doesn't remember it.
Yeah.
And she doesn't remember it. And I remember turning around to my wife, turned back round, and Flo had just literally done a run right onto the pitch. Like, I was like, I was gonna get really in trouble here, really, but there was no one there. But yeah, I made sure she
Yeah,
did that, and that's the thing. I mean, yeah, the whole thing with the move is for you. I mean, your boys now, they're gonna know, your kids will know that West Ham, they'll know of West Ham playing at Upton Park, but
yeah,
they'll know about West Ham London Stadium for the rest of their
yeah.
life. To be
That's right.
honest,
Yeah,
so yeah, no, it's yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be very emotional. I think when probably next season, that
next
first
season.
game
Yeah,
back next season, because I imagine by
I
then, well,
reckon. Yeah,
they'll all be back hopefully then.
full season. Next season, first
Yeah,
game will be emotional. Yeah, that'd be a
very
great
emotional.
atmosphere. I reckon.
Oh, mental, be mental.
Yeah, will be
I mean, I
good.
got, I got, I got choked up when the 2,500 was singing
The Man
Man
United.
United, because you could
Yeah,
hear them, and it's like, and for 20 odd games or something like that, you just heard nothing. You know,
yeah, I
there's
know.
no
Yeah, it's
feedback.
strange for you working there, isn't it? So
Yeah,
different.
it's really weird. It's become, and I don't like it because it's become the normal now. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's become the
has,
normal.
isn't it?
Get up, I drive to the ground. I mean, for 19 or 18 and a half seasons, I never drove to the ground. But for the last season
No,
and a
you
half, I've
can.
been
Yeah,
driving to the ground, having to get a train, and just walk in. You know, I'm home in 25 minutes as well. There's no like
yeah.
traffic. It's weird. It is weird, but yeah, the
That's
soon
the thing
everyone's
with the
back.
stadium where it is now. Like the move is like it's been easier for us to go and watch because it's like two
Definitely,
hours to Waterloo and then obviously
exactly for
straight into
you
Stratford.
guys.
So
Yeah,
from the move for us, obviously it's been easier with the transport to get there. You know, to
yeah.
get to the
I
stadium.
mean, exactly. You know, I think sometimes I think people have slightly, you know, claret tinted glasses around Upton Park sometimes, in that it was our spiritual home, no doubt about it.
Mm.
But God, if that district line was down, you know,
Yeah,
that long trudge back to Barking
yeah,
station, you know, you just
yeah,
saw, I used to drive, but you saw if I walked past, it's like,
yeah.
fucking hell. Um, and yeah, you could never do any sort of social distancing there. It was so
No,
tight to the ground.
no.
So could you imagine? Jesus, there'd be about
Yeah,
3 people watching the game.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I think now it's like it's great foresight, you know, for the pandemic and the fact that it's very suited to social distancing, the
yeah,
whole bowl stadium. But
yeah.
yeah,
That's
soon
right.
everyone gets back, it'll be better, man. But
Oh,
no,
can't
it's
wait to
good.
get back there.
No, exactly. I mean, and what's so it takes, how long does it take you from like door to door to get to the London Stadium?
So I live in Stallbridge in Dorset, and it's literally 10 minutes to Templecombe and Somerset to the station, and
Yeah,
then from Templecombe it's 2 hours to Waterloo,
sure.
and then obviously it's another half an hour to get over
Yeah,
to Stratford.
yeah.
So
Oh, it's not too bad, is it?
it's not too bad. I'm quite lucky. My sister lives in Hackney Wick, and you can see the stadium from her flat.
Oh, that's cool.
So I've got an older brother that supports West Ham as well, and he lives like Mile End, so we meet up with him as well.
So
So since
why are you in Why are they all in East London and you're in Dorset?
well, we grew up round here, like in Somerset, and then
Yeah,
my sister went to uni
gotcha.
near London, and my brother as well. So my sister went to Reading, but she moved to London after to teacher. And my brother went to Hertfordshire Uni, so he sort of stayed in London. So
Stayed,
yeah,
yeah.
so my
Fair
dad
play.
lives down there. My other brother sports West Ham, lives in Bath. So yeah, a bit
Oh,
dotted all over
bloody
the place
hell.
now.
What is it with the hatches? They just can't stay in one place, is it? They're literally hatching all over the place. Oh,
Yeah,
brilliant. No, I love it. I love it. And it's great that they're all West Ham fans, which is great. So
yeah,
it's like, you know, you've got that real family,
definitely. Yeah,
a real family thing, you know,
yeah.
them all going together. So that's great. I love it,
The
man.
last time we went was a Southampton game in the Feb. The last time we went
Yeah.
together, like, and obviously it was only the next game after that, and that was it.
Crazy, weren't it? It's like a Southampton game. I remember that Southampton game. I remember
Yeah,
saying to
remember it well.
someone, we need to get out the bottom 3. And they were like,
Yeah,
why? I said, well, because I think this COVID thing's going to kick off. And I remember saying, no.
yeah. I
I
remember
remember,
getting into a pub in Westfield, and like, I met my sister and her boyfriend as well, and like we went to shake hands. I thought, I said, like, oh, I don't think we should be doing this because that's when it was just coming out, wasn't it? It was
yeah.
all coming into light
Yeah,
then,
because
wasn't it?
they started doing the fist
Yeah,
bumps, didn't they? They said the
yeah, they
fist bumps.
did.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? We had like, I remember my boss, I remember him saying, oh, probably a couple of weeks. This was like back in Feb. It's like last year, a couple of weeks. And he spoke to us today, like talking about Boris's thing. It's funny, isn't that what we talk about? It always goes back to bloody COVID at the moment, isn't it? It's like,
On
oh,
everything, yeah,
this
everything,
mental. It's mental. Have
every
you done?
conversation.
Yeah, it does. But I think sometimes there's a flip side to it. Like, Have you learned anything? Have you done anything new, Tom, that you wouldn't have done before pre-COVID to now? Like, have you like cooking or
No,
anything like that?
nah, not really.
I was looking forward to something
The
enlightening.
cooking would have been a good idea because you get a bit bored of eating the same meals, don't you?
You certainly do. You certainly do, man. You certainly do. I was hoping there'd be some enlightening moment that you've taken up knitting or learned to play the ukulele or something like that. No,
Nah,
nothing.
nothing too much. Like I said, I've been busy with work and then get
Yeah,
home and you got the kids to sort out. So,
yeah.
and then the football's been on a lot of it.
There's a lot of football. There's a lot of football. Let's think, kids, football. That's probably about
Yeah,
it. That's your day sorted, isn't it? To be honest, and then you have to go
yeah,
and Jake show
yeah,
every bloody week as well. So
yeah.
that's your Wednesday's gone as well. So yeah, it is what it is. I know what you mean. The other day, I'm pretty sure I've completed Netflix. I'm pretty sure I've completed Netflix now.
Have
I
you?
think.
Yeah, you watch
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot of
pretty
it.
sure. Yeah, I don't. It's like my wife watches loads of it, and I watch some of it, and yeah, no, I just. Yeah, I think sometimes you look at it, there's nothing on. It's like, how is this
Oh,
possible?
definitely. Yeah.
How
Oh,
is this
definitely. Yeah.
possible? On Netflix, it's like at the beginning of the lockdown, you're
Yeah,
like,
we got
brilliant,
Netflix.
brilliant. I've got all this stuff to watch, and now it's
Yeah.
like I'm flicking through it, going, nah, seen it.
Yeah. Too
Oh,
much choice in there.
yeah, it's far too
We
much
start
choice.
watching Peaky Blinders again. Me and my wife, like last week, start watching that.
Yeah. Oh well, I think she's thing is, my wife's one of these people because obviously I'm doing this, so she
Yeah,
tends to just start like the other day. She's like today. She was like, "Oh, let's watch The Walking Dead. I haven't seen that yet."
I haven't seen
And
that
yeah,
yet.
we can watch some of that. I said, "There's no point me sitting down watching it because I know you'll watch 2 episodes. I'll come down and do an interview, come back, and you're 4 episodes in, and then you'll just
Yeah,
she proper been. I think she did Game of Thrones in about something ridiculous, like 2 weeks or something ridiculous,
yeah.
like."
I've never seen that either.
No, me neither. I'm not Game of Thrones.
But
I like a true crime. I like true crime stuff. Like Making a Murderer and stuff like
oh
that.
yeah.
Like I love all them.
Did
There's a
you
good
watch
Night Stalker. It's a good one.
Line of Duty? Was good, wasn't it? That was
Yeah,
brilliant. That was
yeah.
great.
Line
Yeah,
of
we
Duty's
enjoyed
a
that.
good one. Yeah, got that one
Yeah,
to.
that was good.
They're doing a new series of that, aren't they? They'll be shooting that soon.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like all that, and I like all the crime ones like Ted Bundy and stuff like that.
oh yeah,
Stuff that's
yeah, no.
happened that
Yeah. I
I
don't
wasn't
watch them.
alive to see.
I, once you get into them, but I struggle to get into them sometimes. When I'm watching them, I think that is really interesting. Actually, yeah.
The one I watched the other day was called Night Stalker.
Oh
It's
yeah.
good. It's a good one. It's a good one. Don't watch it. Don't watch it with the kids, and
No,
don't let your wife watch it because then she's
no.
paranoid. She'll basically be saying to you every 5 minutes, "If you lock the back door, if you lock the front door, all the windows shut." Yes, this bloke was mental. It's like the 70s in LA, and the 80s in LA, and would just like literally walk into people's and just kill them. It's like anyway, again, we digress. It doesn't matter. Let's talk about West Ham. Anyway, we've done Netflix, COVID, we've done bacon,
Yeah,
everything else. Right. Let's do Hammer's Leather, man. So as I said, everyone on the channel puts together an 11. The criteria is whatever criteria you want to do. Your best, your favourite, your worst, injury, hit, 11, whatever. It's up to you, man. You can pick whoever you want. But the only rule is you have to be alive to have seen them play. So we don't basically all put Bobby Moore and Billy Bonds and Trevor Brooking because you and me didn't see them. So we saw them
no, I've
manage. We
never
saw
seen
two of the
them.
three manage, but we never saw. And actually, you were there. You would have probably been. Yeah, you'd have been there during when Bobby Moore died for his memorial game. That was around 94, but yeah, it doesn't count. So that's what we're trying to do. And it's good fun, I think. We've had over 260 interviews or 200 something like that, and we've had about 230 different players have been picked, which is it's not all the same. It's not all the same players, and it's funny when you interview the ex-players as well, they pick different players than we would as well, because I just think there's it's like you have, I don't know, people like Pete Butler. That's like as I think in our era. So Pete Butler, all like Martin Allen and Kevin, they all pick Pete Butler, and no one else picks. Yeah, no one else picks him. So it's like, but it's because he does that sort of like water carrier, just that position that's just that sort of defensive midfielder who just makes everything tick. A bit like Hayden Mullins, Jeff Pike. Your dad would, like Jeff Pike era and people like that. No, it's really interesting. Right, okay. Anyway, Tom, I'm looking forward to this. Let's start off between the sticks. Who will be in goal for the T Hatcher 11?
Ooh, yeah, I'd have to
Oof.
go with one of the older chaps, McCloskey, Ludo McCloskey in goal.
Ah, Ludo,
Yeah,
Ludo, Ludo.
Ludo was a brilliant keeper for us, wasn't he? I think he
Yeah,
played about 8 seasons, was it?
something like that. I mean,
Yeah, but brilliant
same with
keeper.
yeah, and the same with your same eras as me, really, Tom. I mean, he was always in goal.
Yeah,
He was just always in goal. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? He just like, I don't remember him not being in goal for us in that early period.
yeah,
Um,
that's
it was
right.
mental, but and he was, it was exotic, being a foreign based
Yeah,
goalkeeper, and um, yeah, and it's funny. We've interviewed some ex players, and they've spoken about Ludo and how he didn't speak any English, and um, I think he did. I think it was Trevor Morley did some funny stories about him, and
how did he?
Bishaz and people like that, and he was just hilarious because he didn't speak English, and so
Yeah.
and it like things like the players' Christmas party, he didn't understand what was going on,
Oh, didn't he?
because they all turned up with like fancy dress,
Yeah.
and like, Ludo, where's your fancy dress costume? And he just like looked blank at them, so they had to go to Chadwell Heath and some fancy dress shop, and all they had left was a sailor's outfit, size medium. Um, and
He's big
Ludo was
bloke,
about
wasn't
six,
he? Yeah.
yeah, 6'7", and he hadn't told it because there was no mobile phones as well, so he had to go home and tell his wife that he was not coming home that night, and so they all turned up in some limos that I think someone McAvenny or someone like that, and and basically he turns up in his little sailor's outfit. Um, going and his wife must have been a picture because they were all done in as well. So yeah, no, he was
Just looked like a right character, didn't he? Like he had a real presence in goal, and he just looked like he was a
yeah,
good fun. Didn't he?
definitely. Such a nice bloke. So he's such a
Yeah,
lovely guy as well. Right, okay, let's put him in goal. Let's go left back. Who should we have on the left back position?
left back. I'd have to go Julian Dix.
Yeah, Dixie.
Yeah, Dixie was again when I was quite young. He was there, obviously there. Played quite a few seasons for us, and he scored a lot of goals.
Yeah, he
Also,
did.
one of the biggest memories of the penalties, smashing the net nearly a lot of times. Free
Yeah, he
kicks.
does. He don't. That's one thing which really surprised me. Now is like, you think he had Ray Stewart before for our time, really. Ray Stewart.
Yeah,
He had Julian. He had all these players who would just like thump it, and like
yeah,
nowadays, no one thumps it. They all try and
no,
be clever and panankas and things like that. And yeah, he was a special player, wasn't he? Special
oh,
player.
he loved the tackle, didn't he? Tough
Yeah,
tackling, left back.
yeah.
Just
And that's
good, decent player, wasn't
he was decent, and he epitomised, I think, West Ham at that time. He was just, "Ugh." He ripped his shirt. I did when I
he? Yeah,
interviewed him. I did say to him, "Do you realise how many clipped ears you caused?" He was like, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, when we had that sort of hooped collar, you'd always rip it, wouldn't you?"
yeah,
And every kid
yeah. I
wanted to. I
remember
mean, we
that.
had Ryan on West Ham Fan TV. He used to get a
Oh,
clip
right,
around the
yeah.
ear because he'd rip it, and his mum had bought him a brand new, and he thought it was hilarious. He thought it was hilarious. He said, "Yeah." He said, and
He'd get a
also,
few more yellow cards now if he was playing this area, wouldn't he? Dixie.
I don't think he'd get. Yeah, I don't think he'd get. He wouldn't play half as many games. That's for sure. In this era,
Yeah.
someone sent me a clip. It was against. He's a Sunderland fan, and he sent me a clip of a tackle that Julian did against a Sunderland player, and literally he just kicks him over the barrier, and the guy just carries on, just gets up and carries on, and he's like, "Could you imagine if that was now in terms of
No, yeah,
Grealish or
yeah,
Salah or someone like that?" I mean, even
yeah.
look at Soucek, yeah, on
Oh, brilliant.
Sunday, pour him with blood. He still tries to get up and deflect the shot. You know what I mean? He's
That
like,
picture of him
yeah,
laughing, that was brilliant. Suchek, wasn't it? Just blood, but he's
yeah.
just laughing. You knew he was going to come back on that pitch. There's no
I
way he
was
wasn't coming back
No,
on.
exactly. I mean, I was
That's
disappointed
great.
he didn't go for the full like Billy Bonds,
Yeah, yeah.
Terry Butcher. I thought that'd been
Terry Butcher
brilliant.
headband. Yeah, I thought he's going
Yeah,
to come back with the bandage on because he
yeah. You
kept
thought
coming
it
out that blood, didn't it?
mental, so much blood, so much blood. Anyway, we'll put Julian on left back. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go the others. Let's go right back. Tom, who should we have on right back?
Right back. So this is another older player now. Obviously, played a lot of games. Steve Potts.
Stevie
I just
Potts.
remember he was a versatile player. I know he played centre back quite a bit and even midfield, but I think is it right that he played most of the games right back?
Yeah, he sort of moved about a bit, didn't he? But yeah, I mean, he's one of those players who, at any position he played, you knew he was going to
Yeah,
play 100%.
you knew what he's going to give you, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Consistent
Um,
player.
yeah, and a one-man club, kinda. I think he
Yeah,
went to Dagenham and Redbridge for a bit, but like a one-man club, and Ham of the Year, his captains. He was, he's still under 20. He's in the under 23 set up now. He's just, I think he's just brilliant. He was one of those players, I think, who he was hampered by the fact that he was a West Ham player, because I think he could easily have been, a couple of inches taller. He would have been in England squad.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? That's the only
yeah.
downside was he was a little bloke, but
He was short, wasn't
um,
he?
he was short. He was short, bless him. But he was great, great, great servant at the club,
Yeah,
and
definitely. Just reliable, honest player, and that's just what you
yeah,
what you need at the end, and that's what fans want.
that's
That's
all
what
we want,
clubs
isn't
need.
it? That's all we want, and
Fill
even
in the
more
effort
so
in every
now.
week.
Yeah, I mean, even more so now with like foot people moving and transfers and all that. If you get 2 years out of 3 years out of a player, you've
Mm,
done well. And Potsy played over 500 games for us.
yeah,
I know Mark's just overtaken it recently. But no, he was just brilliant. Steve Potts, loved him, loved him. Very shy man. Steve
yeah. He
Potts.
looked like he'd be quiet. Yeah, definitely. Just how he
Yeah,
how he played, I guess.
yeah. All right, okay. We'll put Potsy on the right.
Yeah, obviously
Centre
right back. Yeah.
halves. Who's your first centre half?
We go left centre back would be Angelo Bonner.
Angelo Ogbonna.
Yeah,
Doggy.
definitely. I would have him in there every day. Signed 2015, I think he signed me for like
Yeah.
10 million. But
Something like that, yeah.
absolute bargain. Looking back on his time now, he had a great, obviously, first season.
Yeah.
Um, he had a couple of iffy seasons, but obviously been back to his best this year. And I think he's got all the attributes of a top centre back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's one of those things. It's typical, isn't it? He's like 32 now, I think,
Yeah,
and he's playing the best football he's played probably with us ever. In his career, and it's just typical. If we couldn't another cut, 2 or 3 years ago he was playing that level or whatever.
yeah,
But he might not have been here, to be honest. If he was playing that level 2, 3
yeah,
years ago, he
true.
could well have gone with the state of people up and down in terms of where we were as a club. But yeah, he's brilliant. Isn't he? He's just brilliant. I just think he's so strong, so
So
versatile.
strong. He's just positioning how he gets
Mm,
back in. I think he's lost a bit of pace now, but he's still quick enough.
yeah,
But
definitely.
massive threat, obviously, from set pieces and corners, and you always just fancy him to get on the end of one, don't you?
Yeah, and
I
he
think here we
shouts a
go.
lot, and he shouts a
Yeah,
lot as well. I mean, if you
definitely.
switch the audio off on the telly, he's one of the guys who shouts quite a bit,
Oh, is
and
it?
I
Yeah,
and I like, yeah, I like that. I like that. I like players who shout. Like Dawson does that quite. He did literally
yeah. You can
first
hear
game.
Dawson, can't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I love that. I love that. Because he's just got the experience. But yeah, Oggie's a different class. Someone I interviewed said he potentially could be our best centre back we've had for the last 20 years. And I sort of agree in a weird way, because I was thinking about it. We haven't had we've had like up until, that would have been just after Rio 20 years ago, kind of.
yeah, yeah. A long
That's
time ago, really.
that ain't a bad shout. I don't think that's a bad shout, to be honest. But anyway, that's up for debate.
Yeah,
That's up for mass
definitely.
debate. Right, okay. So let's put a corner on. Who's he going to partner? Who's going to be the right side of that too?
Yeah, tricky one. This one. I had a good think about this, but in the end, I went with James Collins.
Oh, Ginger Pele.
Yeah, I went with Ginge, right centre back. Obviously, brilliant in the air, which is obviously massive for a centre back.
Yeah.
Old fashioned centre back, isn't he? Old
Yeah.
fashioned defender, and yeah, very reliable. And yeah, always liked him. Was always happy when he was playing. You could trust the player you could trust. I think.
Yes, exactly. You could trust him. He was reliable, and it's similar in a way, similar to Dawson, the Dawson
Yeah,
partnership with Bonner.
yeah,
He's an old school defender as well. He'll put his body in the line.
yeah, definitely.
If he can get any part of his body on the ball to stop it going in, he would. Whether it's a sensitive part of the body or not, he
Yeah,
would he
yeah,
would do it
definitely.
just to,
Yeah, he
yeah.
loves a block, doesn't he? Kip Collins, yeah, he loved a
Oh,
block.
love the
Bit like a
block.
Bonus with that like that as well. Would just throw his body in front of anything on it just to
Yeah.
get just to get anything in the way of it.
But they all do now, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
This
got to,
whole,
yeah.
it's like that Man United game in the cup. I've never seen so many blocks in my life. They were
Yes,
literally like every shot was a block. It must have been,
yeah,
I don't know, 20 shots on top, and 20 shots, 18 of them were blocks, or something, 19,
yeah.
and they scored the 20th. But yeah, no, it was brilliant money, old JC. Right, okay, there's the defence. Let's go into midfield. Let's go left wing. Who's you on the left?
Left wing, but down Dimitri Payet.
Yes, you
I
got to
just
really.
couldn't leave him out, to be honest. I think he's
No,
obviously one of the most talented players we've had in my time being a fan. And he obviously made a massive difference, just didn't he, with the goals and assists, free kicks, chances created when he played was, I think he's still right up there. I think
he is.
since he
Yeah, I think
left.
he's still up there ridiculously in terms
Yeah,
of the top chances creating the Premier League or something ridiculous for the
obviously
18 months he was
disappointing
there.
for me that he didn't play for us for longer, but
Mm,
the impact he had and how the ability and how good he was when he was here, just massive fan of him and
yeah,
massive
you're
fan of him,
totally
you know.
right. And I think also his ability plus the sentimental nature of that season as well
Yeah,
heightens it. I mean, if it was a normal season and he
yeah,
played like that, great. He'd have been, people who have be remembered of him for a long time. But because of the last season at the Bowling and him as well together, that sort of multiplies it in
yeah,
terms of his impact on the club. As you said, he was only here for 18 months. And we've
yeah.
had a lot of other, very skillful players, not as skillful as Payet, but not as skillful in the final season at the Bowling. And he gave us so many memories for that last season. And
Yeah,
he was
definitely.
just a magician, absolute magician, wasn't he? He
I think I've
was,
seen him play. I think it's two or three. I think it's three times I've seen him play. But
yeah.
I'm glad I've seen him. I went to me and Dad got tickets to the Bournemouth game when he scored that free kick, and we were in with the Bournemouth fans, and we were right behind the goal when he scored the free kick. And you can still see it on the highlights and the goal. You can see me and Dad in there, like just sat there with a
Sat on your
little
hands, yeah.
cheeky smile. But it's one of those we said we'd probably never do it again, go in with other fans, but we just thought it was a free ticket. It's only 45 minutes down the road. Just go, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, it's all right. They're not in the same league now. Don't matter, does it?
Well, that's right. But yeah, it was a good win anyway. I enjoyed that night.
Yeah, that's the one thing I used to like going Bournemouth. Bournemouth was a good
Yeah,
away if you get a ticket because there were so many. It
yeah,
was
it's
such
so
a small
small.
ground. Okay, we'll put Dimmy on the left. Let's go right wing. Let's go the other side. Who's you have on the right then?
Right when I went for Trevor Sinclair,
Oh, tricky Trev,
who was obviously a very
friend of the
good player
channel.
for us when we had
Oh,
a couple of good seasons when he was there,
great
and
seasons when he was
he
there.
scored quite a few goals for us. I think it's 30 odd Premier League goals, 37 Premier League
Yeah,
goals,
he's in the
which
top
is
10.
a good tally, isn't it?
It's
For
great
five
tally for
seasons.
Yeah, I mean he was. I mean, I love him. I just
Very good player.
as a player then, and as a gentleman now, he's an
Yeah,
utter
he
utter
speaks highly of
gentleman.
us, doesn't he? He's always backing us up on Twitter. You can see he's supporting us still.
Honestly, yeah, he really, and he to the point where it surprises me sometimes. In that, when we obviously, hopefully, people will be able to see it, but so they've put all these stickers, like old fashioned, like panini sticker type things, like
Oh
posters
yeah,
around the outside of the ground. And there was one. So I took a couple just to send it to a few of them. So what they might not necessarily know. So I sent one to Bish because Bish is on there, and I
oh yeah,
sent one to Sinks as well to say, look, this is. And I think Sinks is like one. He's like literally right by next to Bobby Moore, something like that. The way he's
oh
been,
yeah,
and he sent back this message like he was just like so taken back by the fact that he'd been picked
oh
to
yeah.
be
It's
put down. I was
great,
like,
isn't
it's like
it?
you assume these people just like move
Yeah,
from club to club and just see it as a job rather than, but
yeah,
no, it really means something to them.
yeah,
And
yeah. The good connection with
obviously,
the fans still, isn't
exactly. I mean, we've been very fortunate to interview lots of ex-players, and they all were just so just loved their time at West Ham. Even the people I
Yeah,
didn't think would love their time at West Ham did
yeah.
love their time at West Ham.
That's it.
And Sinks was one of those epitomised it. And he's just a top bloke. But yeah, we'll put Tricky Trev in. Loved him as a player. Right, midfield, central midfield. Who's going to be first? Who's going to be first of that two in the centre?
Declan Rice holding midfield,
Nice,
centre midfield.
nice.
Yeah,
Fine.
can't leave him out. He's obviously
Oh,
such a good player for us. 22 years old.
mental, isn't it?
Outstanding player. Love watching him every week. It's I find it really interesting. Other clubs, other fans of other clubs that don't watch him all the time, when they think, oh, he didn't play that well. But if you watch him every week, you really understand how
Yeah,
good he is.
yeah.
He really do.
I was having this discussion with someone the other day because they were not a West Ham fan, and they
Yeah,
just said, they said basically, I don't get Declan Rice. I don't get it. And I said, well, the trouble is, they sit there and watch Match of the Day.
yeah, that's
So
right.
you might get the occasional Declan Rice, run for midfield, but he's not on the highlight reel because he's doing
No,
a tackle or he's winning the ball or blocking.
yeah,
In the same way that I don't get Jack Grealish. I don't get it. I don't get him as a player. I don't think he's this great player, but it's because I don't sit there and I'm not like a Villa fan. A Villa
yeah,
fan will say, "Oh, he's brilliant." If you're watching for night, so it's a perception thing. I just don't get it with Jack Grealish, and so with Declan Rice. But I think he is. I still think there's so much more in Declan Rice's locker. There's so much more to come, and it's
yeah. Last few
exciting.
games, he hasn't got forward much, but he obviously couldn't against Spurs. He was in there and
Yeah,
he had to do the job he's doing. But I do love seeing him stride forward with that ball.
yeah.
Like,
There's something
he's so
really.
powerful, isn't he? Them
Yeah,
runs he
yeah,
can
yeah,
make
yeah.
are great to see.
And you can see he's trying things as well now. So there's like, he's trying to do free kicks now. So there's been a few
Yeah,
free
that
kicks
good free
he's
kick
taken.
against Sheffield United. Yeah,
Yes,
decent
that
effort.
knuckleball he's trying to do now, and I love the fact that they're doing. And I love the fact that there's him in the club and someone like Jesse Lingard's in the club now,
Yeah,
and they can
exactly. With
bounce off
Lingard
each
there.
other. They can
Yeah,
bounce off each other on a social media side.
yeah,
To be
definitely.
fair, apart from maybe Antonio, I'd say no one has much of a social media presence, so to speak. It's like in the
Yeah,
West Ham team. Sufal will take a picture of him and Souček every game,
yeah, yeah,
like he's won a competition
yeah,
on Instagram or something like that. And there'll be occasional messages from Souček and Fabianski,
yeah.
but
Souček, yeah,
it's
Fabianski said, yeah,
always Antonio will do like a video thing or whatever, but Deck would always do it, and now Lingard does it. There's like it's bouncing off each other, and
yeah,
it just makes you. It makes you. I mean, he was on Talk Sport today. I don't know if you heard Deck
yeah.
on Talk
I
Sport.
did hear part of it. Yeah, seen it on Twitter earlier. Yeah,
I
good
love him.
interview, isn't it?
Just but he just epitomises how we're feeling at the moment.
Yeah,
He's
definitely does.
buzzing,
Yeah,
and we're buzzing.
yeah,
When
that's
we
right.
play shit, he's really shit and
Yeah,
he's really downbeat. And I love that honesty. There's no media training out of him. There's no sort of party line. Oh, the lads played well, we're unlucky. Da, da, da. If we played rubbish, he'll say we just didn't play well
yeah,
at all. If we play well, he's buzzing. I love
yeah. I
that.
love hearing his interviews.
Yeah,
Brilliant after the game. That's why Sky always normally try and get him on there afterwards. They know how well he speaks now, and how honest
yeah.
he is about it.
Well, they all seem to love it, and then there was, I
Yeah,
think, and I know Gio picked up as well on how when he was talking on Hammer's chat today. Just as the end of the interview, just most people go, "Yeah, thanks, bye." He went, "I've got a question for Ali. What's it like, Rangers winning the title? 50, he's like, it was really nice of him to
yeah,
ask a question
yeah,
back.
yeah.
It's
Good
like
question, yeah.
he's a wonderful man. He's a wonderful boy. Well, he's not a boy, he's a man. And again, 22, 100 games.
22 years old. Yeah,
God, mental. He's
I
catching
think
the club.
yeah, if we can obviously carry on this good season and finish well, I think he, I just can't see him not being there. He's loving it that
No,
much, isn't he? Let's see
no.
next season. No?
I mean, you look at it. I mean, let's assume we're not in the Champions League this season. It's
Yeah, I
mental.
don't think he
It's
will
mental
anyway.
to
It's too
even.
much to dream about,
It's
isn't
mental
it?
to even say that in like the
Yeah,
context of West Ham. But say we get in Europa League, right? The Chelsea thing's gone now.
yeah,
Realistically,
yeah.
with
With Lampard going, yeah,
Lampard's gone. So realistically, you're looking at Liverpool, Man United, maybe City. All very tempting offers, no doubt about it. But I think maybe I don't think Liverpool might even make Europa this season. To be honest, the way they're playing, I mean, we're 5 points ahead of
yeah.
them on the
They're
same
not doing
games.
well at the moment, are they?
No, so it's like for me, I just think and again, I think despite the fact of he comes across as a happy girl, he's switched on. He's switched on. He knows
Yeah,
when that how we feel about players who put it in, and he can see when people leave and the animosity. He's always on social
yeah.
media, and he
Well,
could
he's
be
playing every week, isn't he? It's the main thing, isn't
yeah,
it? He's playing
exactly,
every game. He's one of the first names on the team sheet.
without doubt.
Um, let's just hope he gets a new contract that I think he deserves.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think there's going to be a lot of new contracts having
Yeah,
to be thrown around this season as
yeah.
well. The close season by the looks of it. But yeah, Deck, he's just brilliant. I just love him. Right, okay. So Deck's in the middle. I've been so excited. I haven't written down any of these players in my book. I write all my book after. I'll give you Collins. Oh, this is terribly exciting. Pyatt, Sinclair,
Sinclair, yeah.
just everyone, just keep yourselves busy. I'm just writing these in. Right, okay. Declan Rice. Who's next? Who's next in midfield then? Who's the second?
I was going to go for Johnny Monker because I really
Oh,
used to like him. I had a name on the back of my shirt when I was a young lad, but I just got to have Souček in there with Rice. I just love
okay.
the
I
guy.
like it. Yeah,
I know he
I
obviously hasn't
agree.
been here for long, but the impact he's had for us is just
Yeah,
it's just massive, and he's just like the perfect centre midfielder, box to box, brilliant at defending,
yeah.
gets such important goals for us.
I
He's
think
massive player
I
for
think
us,
he's
absolutely huge.
and I think he's earned inclusion just because of what he did yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the
one
guy's
meter,
scored.
Terminator
He's
2.
Terminator 2. Exactly. He'll be back. But I mean, just the sheer. I mean, they're built special. I mean, you've got two Czech players in your team now, with McCloskey and Souček. They're
Yeah,
they're built hard stuff, aren't they? I mean,
yeah,
him. And just like, he got that cut. And the first he did, he's bleeding out of his eye, but he just wanted to go in and make
got
sure the
straight
ball.
back up.
Couldn't believe it. Same, but
Loved
also
it.
he just seems to be such a nice bloke. I mean,
Yeah,
when Sue Fowl went down in the second half, he
straight
was the
over.
first one over there checking on him. I mean, it's like,
That's
I
the
just
thing
think,
with our team at the moment. The attitude of the players and the
oh,
mentality, the professionalism. It's absolutely spot on. It and Souček, Rice, Sue Felder, you can mention so many, and their attitudes are absolutely spot on, which is obviously meaning that we're doing well, and there's a great spirit there, isn't there?
definitely. And there's
Brilliant
there's
spirit.
something about this team that reminds me a lot of sort of the early '90s teams, like we were talking about, with like the Pete Butlers and Martin Allens and there was a real team ethic.
Yeah,
And it's probably even more so with older fans, like your dad's teams that he supported, in back in the 1920s or whatever it was. Um, but you know what I mean? It seems
yeah,
to be a bit like an old school mentality in terms of how the teams
yeah,
work. They're not 11 individuals. I think, looking at Man City are doing fantastically. They don't seem to have a spirit. They just seem to be very good players who play
yeah,
well. Well, we've got this
yeah,
like real, I mean, Rice said it himself. We don't fear anyone, and that expression reminds me when I interviewed John Moncur. So I interviewed
yeah.
Monk once, and we
Oh
were
yeah,
talking about him and
brilliant.
his partnership with Ian Bishop, and he said there was about 2-3 seasons for us where we'd take on anyone. We'd take on Vieira, we'd take on Keane,
Yeah,
and we knew we were going to get the better of them. I was like, really? Okay, but they were that confident in
yeah, they're
themselves.
confident. That's like us
And
now, isn't it?
yeah, and there's real parallels now, and it's great. And I mean,
Team
so
togetherness and team spirit. Like I really feel over the last say 5 years, where we really lack that, haven't we? And
yeah,
that's what's so good to see for the fans, for us guys,
yeah,
for
definitely.
us to see that now.
I mean, for looking back, that's last season at the Bowling, which was our last decent season since this
Yeah,
season.
yeah,
And in all honesty, it was the Pyatt show, weren't it? If we were being honest
yeah.
about
He's
it,
outstanding, wasn't
when he was playing, we'd play well. When he wasn't
he?
playing, we
Yeah, he
didn't
missed
play
them
well.
games for injury, didn't we? We didn't do as
Exactly.
well. Yeah,
No, exactly. And so it was centered around one man. This team isn't centered around one man.
that's not.
So Antonio's out. I will just play Lingard or put Bowen up front or Ben Rama, and there's options. It's not all about one person.
That's
This yeah. And for me now, it's not necessarily where we finish this season. And again, I'm such a West Ham supporter, but it's not where we finish this season now. I'm bothered about. It's where we finish next season. Because for me, we always have a good season, and then we have 2 or 3
yeah,
really crap
yeah,
seasons.
that's right. Yeah,
So this is the best season since the bowling, and then since then, I can't think. Maybe even like '06 season, maybe might have been the best. I'm thinking like
yeah,
the FA Cup. So
final, yeah,
trough. So it's how we perform next season. But yeah, I mean, keeping them two, I mean,
massive, isn't it?
critical.
We've been crying out for a centre midfielder like Souček for years, haven't we? Like that
Yeah,
box to box player, like just absolutely
And to be
brilliant
fair,
to have him.
exactly. I mean, it's that run into the box. He's so deadly. Like almost like
Oh,
remember
that
Kevin
Palace
Nolan
goal.
used to do that. We used to
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
yeah, and just get in there the last second and just. But he's not creative, you know.
No, he's not. No. I was
He's
saying to someone today at work, I said, like, the good thing, he's perfect level for us, isn't he? Because if he went to someone like Liverpool, Man City, technically,
yeah,
he's perhaps not quite good enough for them, is he? But
no,
for us, it's the perfect level for him, I
yeah,
feel. That's why,
definitely.
he's obviously playing and he's happy with us, isn't he? So
Well,
long may it
I
continue.
think it was very shrewd getting in Sufal as well. So they're like
Yeah.
his best mates there now. So
Oh, yeah, outstanding.
they're there together. If rumours are to be believed, maybe the goalkeeper might be coming in. You know, potentially, maybe the one of the
Yeah.
forwards might be coming in, and you know, you're buying players to suit the. And it's like someone like Lingard as well with Declan Rice. You know, Declan Rice, if he's got
Yeah.
like
Getting on well, aren't they?
yeah, and like maybe Mason Mount, who know, you know that. So it's all about keeping people happy and setting up partnerships. And those two in the midfield as a partnership are the best partnership in the Premier League. I can't think of as a
Oh,
two. You know what I mean?
centre midfield partnership is
Oh
it's got to be right up there, and in the
yeah,
Premier League, like,
I mean I
and
can't
it's
think
a
of anyone else.
position we've always struggled with, isn't it? And that's why it's so good for
Yeah,
fans now.
it is, and
Centre midfield.
it's to the detriment of Mark Noble really, because when he plays, you're
Yeah.
thinking, oh God.
Oh
Which is
no. Yeah.
it's horrible to think because of the servant he's been for the club, but
Yeah.
these two are just head and shoulders at the moment in terms of how they're
Definitely.
playing.
I do feel like we need to get another centre midfielder in for next year. I just like
Yes,
when Souček got sent off against Fulham, obviously got rescinded, but I was thinking, oh
yeah,
bloody hell, what's
and
going to
like
happen
you said,
now?
I mean, we could easily he might not have come back on Sunday. You
Yeah,
know, if
that's right. Yeah,
it could have been a really bad gash and he had to be subbed
Noble
off.
would have been on, I guess, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and then that would have just not ruined it, but it would just changed the whole dynamic of
Yeah,
the game.
yeah,
Noble's job is now the 15-minute man, you know, bring him on 15, 20 minutes, tie it
yeah,
up, take the striker off, bring him on, keep it tight. And he can do it for another 2-3 seasons, that role. He's that fit, you
yeah. I
know.
had no problem with him coming on at the end of the game with
No,
his
not at all. Perfect.
experience and that. Yeah, I'm happy for him to come on.
Yeah, because you know he'll run ragged for those 10 minutes, and everyone's a bit knackered as well. He doesn't have to be, you know, as fit as Declan Rice because you
No,
don't have to be for that role. But
I don't mind him coming on. It's just like for example, the Brighton game when he started him with Souček and Rice, and you just do not need all three of them in there. The Chelsea
uh,
game we lost. Look at that when all three of them played. We drew against Brighton 2-2, and we were lucky to get a point. We lost against Chelsea 3-0. He's
it
just
just it
you didn't
disrupts
need
it.
him in there, did you?
No,
You
it
did not
slows
need
it
him
all
in
down.
there.
It slows it all down. I don't think there's any surprise that Declan Rice has come on leaps and bounds in the last 18 months,
Yeah,
almost in sync with getting Thomas Souček in.
yeah,
Because it's almost like he's got you see, and they've got this incredible partnership between two of them. You see them and you watch them, you know, almost like if you have that player cam and you have Declan Rice running up and Souček stops, he holds, and vice
yeah,
versa.
yeah,
They have this
yeah. They swap
understanding.
over
I
swiftly,
felt
don't
at
they?
times, again, no disrespect to Mark, but I felt at times that Deck was almost carrying Mark a little bit. And so he couldn't be the Declan Rice that he wanted to be. Souček's letting him be that, and vice versa. So it works with them as a pairing. Right. So, okay. So we put Souček in. I'll make sure I write that down. Right. Okay. Up front. Who's your first striker then, Tom?
Oh, striker, here we go. Then it's Di Canio.
Yeah. PDC. Gotta
Yeah,
be.
he had to make it one of my favourite players.
Brilliant.
Absolutely outstanding player for us, wasn't he?
He was.
Record Premier League goal scorer at the moment
At the
for
moment,
us.
yeah. At the moment, maybe a few more for Antonio. He could even. I mean, that's mad to think of it. Mikel Antonio could be realistically, could be our top Premier League goal scorer of all time.
Oh, that's what I'm going to have up front with him. Russ,
Oh, okay. All right.
Antonio.
We'll talk about Di Canio first, then we'll do Antonio. There we go. Spoiler alert. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I know. I mean, Di Canio was just different class, really. Different class of a player.
absolute brilliant player for us, wasn't he? Absolute top quality on the ball, off the pitch, like what people say about him, like in training and everything else. He was a winner, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a character as well. Do you know what I mean?
What a character, yeah.
Again, we've there's not that many characters in the game now. Where he was brilliant, wasn't he? He's I don't know. He's one of those players. There's a few of them. When you talk about him, you just smile. When I think
Yeah.
about Kenny, I just
So
smile
many
because I just
memories.
think
So many
exactly
good
his
memories he
memories.
gave us.
many memories he gave us. You know, whether it was him, the magician of football, whether or it was him, you know, the impetuous little kid who hasn't got his way. It's just
Yeah,
it's brilliant. It was just brilliant. You'd buy your season ticket just to watch him.
yeah,
You know what was going to happen. He was like
yeah,
proper. And I know, like, you know, football is serious and it's money and but yeah, in the heart of it, we want to be entertained. You know,
yeah.
we
It's
know we're never going
entertainment
to win
business.
the league. Realistically, we're never going to win the league. You know, but so you know, we go into the season knowing we're not going to win. That's what we do every season. All
Yeah,
we hope is
right, yeah,
we don't go down. And so
yeah.
someone like Kenya gave us that bit of entertainment, and that's what we want to be, is entertained. And you know, obviously this team's doing a great job of doing it. And no, I loved him, loved him, loved him. He was brilliant, wasn't he? He was my
Oh,
favourite.
yeah, absolutely
Yeah,
brilliant. Yeah,
I mean, Pyatt was the best technical player I've ever seen, without doubt. But Di Canio was the best player because he had technical ability, arguably not as much as Pyatt, but he had that sort of just West Hamness about him,
yeah,
crazy
yeah,
passion.
definitely. Yeah, passion for West Ham's massive, wasn't it? And again, like I said about Souček, perfect level he was at that time.
Hang
He could
on.
have gone on Man United, couldn't he? So they say, turned down Man United, but you know, he staying at West Ham, he was the main man, wasn't
Well, staying at West Ham, and I've said this loads of times, but I really believe it. You know, coming to West Ham, he became a Premier League great. You know,
he? Yeah,
he
that's right.
wasn't
Yeah, he
a
did. Yeah,
at Sheffield Wednesday, he was him and Carbone. They were all right. They
yeah,
were all right. You know, they'd do a few show reel type things, but going to West Ham, he became, you know, he was. If you listed the top 5 Premier League strikers of all time, you'd have Henry, Bergkamp, Zola, maybe Ian Wright, and Di Canio would be in that mix.
yeah.
He
He's
wouldn't
not
be.
far away from them players either. Great
No.
goal scorer. So I know he was it 47 Premier League goals he got for us from it. It's a
Yeah.
record.
Yeah. Something like yeah.
But
Mark. Yeah. But yeah.
it wasn't just all about the goals for him. Obviously, he could have scored more goals, but just entertainer, pure skill. Obviously, score of great goals, and then you have the little penalties that you all love to see go in.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
just a top player, wasn't he? You can
Yeah.
imagine him at training, couldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we had we've had plenty of players who played with Di Canio, and fans as well who have met him, and you know, just the stories they've told us about him and stuff like that. He became a legend because he was Paolo Di Canio, and
Yeah,
just brilliant. No, I just love him. Right, okay, let's get away from my Di Canio loving, my man crush. Right, okay, and the other striker. So we know that's going to be, spoiler alert, Mikel Antonio.
yeah. I'm going to go for Antonio.
Why Antonio?
Just think the setup of the team and that, just to have someone like Di Canio and then having Antonio's pace as
Oh,
well. I think they would play well together.
too right.
Obviously, he's got the 42 Premier League goals for us now. Obviously, not all up front, but he's improved massively, hasn't he?
Yeah,
He's
I
played
think
various positions for us: right wing, right back, left wing back. But he's turned into a really good goal scorer for us now. And I love the close range goals he's scoring at the moment. Like since the project restart, and that, and I think he's just improved his game massively. Obviously,
yes,
help from a lot of the coaches, like obviously like Moyes. But yeah, I think he's just getting better and better, and it's brilliant for West Ham that he's improved so much.
he is. I mean, it's remarkable, really, isn't it? It's remarkable, sort of the change pre-COVID,
Yeah,
basically. You know, I mean, he was just, you know, he had that run of games from restart where he wasn't injured, and I think and that's his greatest problem. I think with Antonio is not only his injuries, which what we know, but it does take him a few games to get up to pace.
yeah, yeah. Up to
When
speed.
he's at that pace, he is at that pace, and you know, plenty of times that's happened. And yeah, no, he's brilliant. I just think he's so unpredictable as a
Yeah,
player. You
definitely.
know, I
Yeah,
think someone said he doesn't know what he's going to do next. So why does someone else assume he's going to know what to do next? You know what I mean? So
yeah. I've seen him have to plenty of bad games as well, but
yeah, we've all seen a
he's
bad
always
game.
been a goal threat wherever he plays. He's always likely to pop up with
Yeah,
a goal, isn't he?
you're right. You're
And
right.
he's not scared of shooting either. We've seen many shots in the Rose Ed from him, but that's the thing. If you don't have a strike, like our days under Pellegrini when we just didn't shoot enough for me. Like
Yeah, just have a
he's
shot. I know
yeah,
what you mean.
and scores a lot of headers as well, doesn't he?
He does. He's strong player. I don't think there's anyone I've seen um, keep up with him in terms of strength. You know, he's incredibly
So
strong.
powerful.
That's why I sometimes prefer him on the right, because I think the chances are the fullbacks are going to be more weaker than the centre backs. So it always surprises me but you know, at the moment he's doing the job. He's doing the job, Tom. Yeah. Right. Okay. There we go. There's the team. There's the team.
Yeah,
Well, I'll
looks
tell you
pretty
what,
good, doesn't it?
that ain't a bad team. That ain't a bad team,
Not
Tom, at all, man.
good, good balance, good mix, isn't it?
Yeah, he'll definitely do bits, as the youngsters say. That's very good.
Yeah,
Tom, man,
happy with that.
I mean, it's good, man. It's a good old team, that is. That'd be
I could
good.
have I looked on Facebook last year with the lockdown that had something that was going around was like your team you support in your 11.
Yeah.
And I had a look at it earlier. I scrolled back right to my Facebook. If I'm gonna have a look, and I made 2 changes from the Facebook team, but
2 late substitutions in for the Facebook
yeah,
team. No, it's
I
good.
found it. So
Brilliant. No, I love it. Tom, man, it's been lovely chatting to you, man. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
no, thanks for having me on, Russ.
Absolute pleasure. And obviously, thank you to everyone for watching. Whether it's on Spotify or Apple or whatever is YouTube. One day I remember what it is, but anyway, whatever it is, give it a like, give it a share. From myself and from Tom, take care and stay safe. Wash those hands, get those jabs. Come on, you irons, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Much love. Bye bye.